Review in 5 minutes. Hello. In the 5-minute review, I present to you Beyond the Rift. The game was designed by Nicholas Lundstorm Petraka and published by Dragon Dawn Productions. The game is cooperative, so all players win or lose as a team. In Beyond the Rift, players take on the roles of 1 to 4 heroes in a series of short campaigns. Dare to explore the land of Zanzibar via branching paths of 6 campaigns, each focusing on one of the 6 heroes within the game. Become a stoic warrior, take on the role of a spunky magus, relive the life of a dwarven tinkerer, enact the pious ways of a zealous halfling priest, duck below any bar like a proper rogue, or embrace the inner rage of a berserker. Each hero has 2 basic resources at their disposal: action points and their hero deck. Drawing from their hero deck, players will find a variety of action cards that will determine what actions heroes are able to perform. Playing a card will cost action points, which can also be used to draw more cards, manipulate the position of enemies, and activate special abilities. Managing one's resources of cards and action points, while dealing with the many threats presented, will be key to survival in Beyond the Rift. Utilizing the evolving deck system, heroes acquire items that replace cards from their original starting deck, making them decks of ever-growing power and synergy as the campaign progresses. By navigating their way through the 6 campaigns, players will not only discover the wondrous world of Zanzibar, but will also gain knowledge about the sinister, dark past of its inhabitants and that of the heroes themselves. Each scenario can be played with different players playing different heroes. Each scenario has its own specific win and lose condition, but whenever a hero dies, all heroes lose the scenario. You are free to replay scenarios you've lost, or if you're unhappy with the end result, without resetting the campaign to its start. Players should start with the tutorial scenario out through the side entrance, and once they feel comfortable with the basics of the game, continue with the campaign Old Friends. Each campaign comes with its own specific set of item cards, described in the campaign setup. Players will draw rewards for winning scenarios from these cards. In each round, perform the following 5 phases. In Hero Phase, heroes may perform the several actions in any order, any number of times. In Enemy Phase, if there are any enemies in play, draw 1 response card and resolve all actions in the enemy activation. Quest Phase, perform all effects as specified by the scenario, like spawning enemies and terrain. In Draw Phase, each hero sets their action points to their starting value +1 for each card they still hold from the previous round. Then heroes draws cards equal to their hand size and discards down to their limit hand size. In Last Phase, resolve any end phase effects specified by the scenario or by the cards in play. All hero card effects are resolved after any scenario-specific effects in an order of hero's choice. The scenario out though the side entrance is recommended to start to learn the game, the meat of the Beyond the Rift experience comes through the campaigns though. When starting a campaign, start by checking if you fulfill the campaign requirements. If you do, you can perform the campaign setup instructions, if any. You may now choose a scenario from this campaign to play. The rules section will explain what rules exceptions are in place for this scenario. If a certain phase is not mentioned in the scenario description, nothing happens in this phase. Effects are always resolved from top to bottom and from left to right. If the win condition has been met, you should read the aftermath section of the scenario and receive the rewards. As part of the reward for winning a scenario, the heroes might receive items that are drawn from the campaign-specific item deck. On each hero's hero board, you can see the character's name, class, and alignment. Each item will tell you which of these are required to equip it. Playing Beyond the Rift, we get a cooperative card game where you can quickly play out your adventure in the world of Zanzibar. In about an hour, you will complete a single campaign with your friends. The game is card-driven, so there is no typical board. The rules are not complicated, so mastering them won't be too difficult. The graphics are at a decent level, which helps to immerse you in the game's atmosphere. I recommend the game for fans of dungeon crawler-type games, as well as for those who want to start their adventure with this type of game. In this genre of games, there are many different titles, so it's hard for this title to stand out, but the card system encourages giving this game a try. My rating on BGG is 7.5. I recommend the game for a start in dungeon crawler systems.